Hello.
Hello.
That's my hello. Hello.
Hello.
We love our flowers. We are pressing record in a very special moment. The twin flame story continues. Last time we talked about twin flames, we started with a kind of 101, whatever comes up sort of episode. And I think a part of journeying into these topics more is about sharing our story with it as well. And Danya, you mentioned perhaps in the first video that you had been with your twin flame before. And at some point a few years ago, you had cut cords with him and he had left the planet. So maybe, I
I'll
don't
tell you.
Yeah, she's going to take it over, take it from here.
Yeah, I'm very emotional because I'm gonna tell you my story, and through it, you're gonna see what is possible with twin flames and how magical it is, and why to never lose hope. I was with my twin flame 20 some years ago in Paris. I didn't know about twin flames back then, but I always knew he was in my heart. So, and I was heartbroken when we separated, because twin flames, they often get together. They try to make the relationship a 3D, try to get out of the other twin flame the love we need in our whole, but it doesn't work out. You clash, and then you split up, and that's actually part of the soul contract that you have with your twin flame, to have the separation so you can love yourself the way you want your twin to love you. So I just knew he was very, very auspicious, and though I never loved like that, and nobody else could ever, arrive to his the way I felt with him. And then 20 years later, when I did a lot of inner child and a lot of other karmic relationships. Then I found out I would look for my twin flame everywhere, and finally they showed me the angels. But you know your twin flame. That's that Irish guy 20 years ago. So I was like, oh my God, that's my twin flame. That's why I loved him so much. So I became the chaser. The chaser means I chase after the twin flame.
And you had the awareness
of
him being the twin.
Yeah, I had the awareness. Yeah, I saw him everywhere. Like, it was not. And actually, I wrote to him after all this time. I said, okay, what's your situation? It's been 20 years, but you're still in my heart. But that's a chaser move, actually. And he wrote, oh, my hands are full and I can't, I have a baby, blah, blah. I'm like, great, continue. But he was there everywhere around me. So every time I went to Switzerland, because he said he was in Switzerland, I said, I would like to, let's meet for a coffee. And he was the runner. He would never meet with me. But I was connecting with him on the astral, in the dream state, and also just feeling him all the time in the missions, because I was already on my mission, anchoring the divine feminine, doing light work around the world, and I could feel he was with me. But he would never see me. And I could feel his heart was more and more in pain, and just slow death, basically. And so when he announced to me, now what happened was I cut the cords at some point, because I think I talked about it in the other video, but when you give all your love to the twin flame, you're actually not giving it to yourself, and you're supposed to give it to yourself. So through another session, I saw that, and I cut the cords. And a few months later, he literally died. He came as a soul. And I knew that he was a walk out, meaning his body is still here, but he told me he's not here, and the only way that he would stay here was to meet me, because I'm his twin flame. But he left because I cut the cord, so he had no more energy.
And what made you decide to cut the cord?
I gave a session to this woman, and I saw through her that she was giving all her energy to her twin flame, but he's not moving because he's getting all the energy from her and from his new wife. So basically he was full of energy, and he didn't have any motivation to contact her or anything. And she was just totally focusing on him. So she was not loving herself. And through her, I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing the same thing. So I got to cut my cords too. And if you did, and I know it's true, because my visions are super clear.
And you were in a plane when
I was in a plane. Yeah, I was going up into a plane. I saw his name everywhere. I said, okay, what is it? And he said, and he really came as a soul. He said, I died, and Yeah.
When you cut, I remember him saying something like, when you cut your energy from me,
Yeah.
you know, I couldn't stay.
Yeah, because apparently I was giving him my energy. I was holding him alive with that energy that I was giving him by thinking about him all the time. So he left, and I wasn't surprised. And actually,
And
at that point, I told God, you know what, I'm done here. I mean, I'm happy to serve at the light, but I'm also happy to join my twin flame upstairs.
yes, and I think how long ago, what was the time frame between when you cut the cord and when you were on the plane and he came to you?
A few months.
A few months. And if he walked out, that also means inherently there was a walk-in.
Yeah, he had a walk in and he walked out because I know his body's still there, but
And you
his
never
soul,
connected with that soul.
I never connected with that soul, and I wasn't interested. And I didn't know that I had so much of the mission still to do at that point. So I declared to God a few times, like, if you don't need me, I'd like to join my twin flame because I have nothing here. But I was needed, still needed.
At that time. I mean, imagine if she was not here right now. I mean, I know we're still telling our story, but she
No.
had no idea what was in store.
Yeah, I had no idea there was going to be COVID, there was going to be the new Earth. I didn't know back then, and now I know that
And
there's so much to do.
I do know walk-ins and walk-outs sounds like a crazy topic, and I was recently experiencing that with our own soul family through my last relationship that's a
Yes.
star flame and a soul family with us, and it
That
has
was yesterday.
yeah. There's a lot of releasing going on. It just, that time of the month is coming now. It's like full release, full disclosure, because I also really had to wrap my head around what it feels like to connect with a pure soul that loves you, that's a part of the greater mission up there, and a walk-in that's coming for its own experiences down here. So you don't need to understand it. It is overwhelming, but just take it as a seed if this is a new idea.
Yeah, souls can do that. I didn't know that souls came also for just for what, maybe some for just one mission. For example, your walk-in, my walk-in, they came in
Yeah.
for the mission to prepare us for the next mission, and then they leave. They, souls come in and out not just by birth. They don't want to
Yeah.
go through the whole birth and all that paying karma.
And for another video, but we met in Zanzibar, and our last relationships of 6 months in Zanzibar, we're just now discovering with things that are coming through today how much was seeded in those relationships for the
Yes.
bigger mission, and those souls crossed over together yesterday. And here we are discovering more today. So to get into the next part of Danya's story with her twin flame.
So yesterday with Mary's, your ex moving, crossing over and still working with us on the other side, I saw my ex did the same because that's why we couldn't recognize him on the earth plane.
Yeah.
And I saw actually that all my exes, and suddenly I connected with all my exes, and I had such gratitude, and it was like closure with all my exes
Yes.
and thanking them for all the seeds they planted in me.
Yes, because I do want to say that also. I saw that the walk-in and my ex arrived to the mainland the day after 12/12, and that was the start of his new journey, like back home, because my ex is from Arusha on the mainland, and Jimmy, when I saw his photo that he was back in Arusha, I thought, maybe these photos are from before because it didn't quite look like him. I thought maybe he's just reminiscing. And then we find out later that it really is him. And same when you looked at Jimmy.
You mean that he's not him?
Yeah,
He looked so different because he's not him. He's a walk-in and different soul in that body.
Right. And so you had
And I had the same a few days ago with my ex. I looked at him and said, "This is not the person I was with."
Yes.
So I realized, and then I could actually see them up there together.
As of yesterday.
And I could see the planet they came from Sirius, and then they were Venusian, and they came to us with so much love from Venus to plant this love and get us. For me, it was such a gift because my ex
Absolutely.
would never attack me, and actually all my other exes, like, there was attacking energy there because that's my model. So
And that was your father.
yeah, that's
If you
my
watched our previous videos.
yeah. And with this one, he even though I was still aggressive as my masculine would come out and my wounds, he would never, it was always calm. So I have so much gratitude for all of that.
Yes, absolutely.
But I knew it was not the end of. And I even tried to get pregnant with him, which was also a
huge
seed.
seed.
Yeah. So that was preparing me to get pregnant, that I
Actually,
can still get pregnant.
I've never said this to anyone, but she actually felt like she was pregnant at one point. I also felt the same for 1 month. I was late, and then supernatural things happened, and neither of us ended up being pregnant.
Yes.
But as our story continues, that is a seed that we'll leave as a seed for you.
Anyway, it's odd. We could see the whole bigger picture suddenly, that how all these X's were seeds to this connection now that's coming with the twin flame, because after December 12th, it's like all the karma is done. We have crossed to the other side of this is the new earth, and we are in 5D.
Yep.
And now we're really on this mission, like the karma is done. So so for me, yesterday was like closure. Great closure for, with all these exes, thanking them, etc. And then I had a dream last
I
night.
think we're okay.
Yeah? I had a dream last night that a guy kissed me in such a tender way, but he didn't look like my twin flame.
It wasn't last night, it was this morning. She was so asleep. She was like deep in the dream state.
And I woke up with such a good feeling. And I have to say that most of my dreams are like nightmares, because I'm releasing all the time.
We have had, as we've been anchoring in more light, we've had some bad dreams a lot recently. And we feel it's been also clearing for the collective as well as for ourselves. This morning, she was in a deep, deep dream state. And she rolls over so cute and she just says, kissing. Like.
And when your twin flame is in a dream, it's like it. You feel it, the closeness. You feel it's real. It's happening, and it is. That's the best part. It is. Don't doubt it.
Well, you did not yet make the connection that it was your twin flame.
I didn't.
So
I didn't at all. I just this cute guy kissed me, but he has nothing to do with my twin flame. He looks totally different.
And when we were coming here to record a video, this is an impromptu video. You got this feeling because she started telling me about this guy that she saw in the dream, and she started to get this
I just got this awareness that what if this guy is the new body of my twin flame coming in as a walk-in, and then my whole body, because if you tell me a name of your twin flame, I feel it in my body like that. Or if you show me a photo, or I know when there's twin flame energy. I have the radio for that. The gauge, and that's what I felt. I said that. What if that's my new twin flame and that's his new body? And then I'm like,
literally, we were on the street, and she was like, because then the next thing she asked was, is he in this body already? And she got yes, and then all of a sudden we were like, in the middle of the road. People were like, are you okay?
And then I asked, so were you in your body yesterday? No. And did you come into your body tonight? Yes, because I ask everything. Because
she can do muscle testing. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then I said, so was the first thing you did on earth come to kiss me? And yes.
And I do have to say that this is a time on the planet when there are light pulses and corrupt pulses going out there. So it would make sense that also some souls, like our exes, are ready to leave the planet.
As a corrupt pulse, you mean?
Well, no.
But the souls that are not doing the work, they want to leave because the planet is too tough for them, because they're not doing the work. So they're not doing the work with the inner child. They're feeling more and more stressed. The 3D is closing in, and they don't have faith, they don't trust, and then they want to leave. A lot of souls are leaving.
And this is true. I feel our exes had a very specific soul contract for this light mission that we're on. But I do feel that just be very aware at this time about nurturing your inner child, being grounded, being within your heart, because as much as upgrades are coming, right now, it usually has a lot to do with shedding. So shedding was a big part of her being able to receive this upgrade, and for us to really enter and anchor for more fully
shedding and
5D.
anchoring, grounding. A lot. Grounding is so necessary.
Yes.
I just did a session with somebody who did ayahuasca. All these things, they're so dangerous because you're not grounded, and basically all these entities come in, and there's so much to clean after that.
And those are the darker pulses. So there's something there where the walk-in soul for my ex was playing with those energies. So I feel was around both of them for a little bit of time in this transition period. So definitely, if you're planning to stay in your body, be grounded, be here for this part of the mission coming on Earth. just be aware, keep staying in your heart and working with your inner child. And
Yes, and grounding.
grounding.
Yeah, grounding
Shedding
is
what doesn't
key.
serve you.
Because if we don't ground, we can't actually be in this big mission, because we need, otherwise there's interference. The darkness always tries to come in, and also it's a way, also sex is one way that darkness comes in,
Yes.
very powerful way.
Oh my
and
gosh, and I had a detox like crazy. I mean, like crazy, like I'd never had before. And that also had to do with releasing my ex. It's all a part of the mission, as much as they seeded the light too.
Yes.
So now back to we've done a lot of clearing out. We're anchoring fully in 5D, and her twin flame just incarnated and is in Kilimanjaro somewhere.
Yeah, it's really bizarre and to be continued. But I sat and meditated here in the garden, and I could see it was all around me. And now I trust my vision so much that I know this is not like just me imagining. It's happening, and I could feel it in my body. I could feel. It's just so it's so exciting.
It is. And you were last with your flame 20 something years ago?
Yeah, so I just want to, I was really skeptic when it comes to my twin flame, because for like 5 years he wouldn't see me. I already given up, I'm like, okay, I'll just do my mission of anchoring, the divine feminine on my own. I'm so used to being on my own. Almost gave up.
I feel this is a celebration, the thunder.
And actually, don't give up. My message is, we are so loved, and what happens in the divine plan when we're in service, and the divine plan in general, is always so much more exciting and more magical than we can ever imagine.
Yes.
But because we base our experience on past experience, I sort of gave up, or I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna settle for a soulmate.
So, oh my gosh, it's so funny. As we've known that for these missions, it really does require the twin flame, which I also feel as a Capricorn, I hold on. So that's why I also feel my star flame was contracted to really move on, because we need to make room for these twin flames. Not everyone has a twin flame template or is supposed to be with a twin flame. I might be wrong about that. That's a question for Danya. But
I don't know, because I have all the people that come to my sessions, they all have a twin flame, so I know I'm supposed to marry them all. I know that there are two waves of twin flames. The first wave was 144,000, another wave was 500 something thousand. I've seen two people from all my sessions, like so many sessions, I've seen two people without twin flames, and they were yoginis.
Wow. Wow, so that's so interesting.
Yeah, they were just meditating, and they didn't have twin flames. But it's been 4 years now, like every session ends with twin flame marriage.
Yeah. Well, I do have to say that she has had these chains around her heart to really receive the twin flame, and
it's thanks to you, actually. You kept telling me,
I kept reminding
go
her.
into your heart, come on, it's happening, it has to happen. And people have told me before, it's not possible that you marry all the twin flames and you will never be with your twin flame,
Right.
So this walk-in idea already came in when I was in Sinai a few years ago. But I did have chains on my heart, and disbelief, and sort of, I did.
Yes. And up to as we've been discovering more and more of our mission, which we'll reveal more and more here as time goes, we realize how intertwined we and our twin flames are. So I knew her twin flame must be coming. And she said one night, she was like, my twin flame had so much work to do when he left. I don't know. Maybe I just want a resonant soulmate. And it was like, wait, that was a total cop-out. That's not true. Get those chains off your heart. and we're in 5D now.
And I actually took that quite seriously, because I see how Mary really stays in her heart, Mother Mary, in the pure heart. And she really stays open to trusting and believing in something much more magical. That I became maybe a little bit jaded, but I'm not jaded anymore. That's that.
She was on the
I believe in everything now. I'm back, and my heart is open. I'm back. I'm not jaded. I'm like, everything is possible. And that's why my message is, Never doubt. Don't close your heart. Open your heart. Now I took my chains off your heart, my heart. So we were all to take off our chains off our heart. I promise you, this is amazing.
And that's what's so amazing about this is that so one thing that we realize is two sides of the same pearl. She's the trailblazer of light, and I'm like spreading and sprinkling that light all around. And so of course she is the one to trailblaze this way with the twin flame. And you know, more of the stories already started that it's not time to share yet. But yeah, so as someone who's had chains on her heart around this, of course she's the one to trailblaze it forward. So just remember, even the twin flamer of twin flamers had to choose the heart consciously.
It's starting to rain. I think this is good to wrap it up. We love you so much, and I'm so excited to share all this bliss and joy and twin flame energy, and just open your hearts, get out the chain.
We're still here.